Hey everybody, old Gare here out at the Fishing Shack, and welcome to this week's Fishing Chums Fishing Report. Third week of March already. Wow, do we have some great reports for you. It's going to be an awesome weekend. Good weather, great fishing coming your way. And for you new folks, welcome. I'm Gary Heidrich once again, and I've been a guide in the Ozarks for many years, and I've been a broadcaster throughout the Midwest and the Ozarks for over 40 years. Is that possible? Hey, welcome to the show. Let's go fishing.
Fish and Chums!
That's right, folks. Boy, welcome to the show. We have a dandy for you today. A lot of things happening. My golly, a lot of white bass being caught, walleye, crappie, some bass. Boy, it's just that time of the year. It's getting really, really good. And we're going to have a great weather weekend for the upcoming weekend. Boy, that's going to help a lot. I tell you what, we want to thank you viewers once again before we get into our report. We had well over 10,000 viewers this past week, this past show. That's a record for us. That's unbelievable. By far the most watched outdoor show fishing report in this part of the country, that's for sure. And thanks to you guys. Thank you very much. And this brings me to this thought. If you would like to join our team, be with us all the time, don't miss out on anything, subscribe. Subscribe. Just push that button. It's absolutely free, and we'd love to have you join our family here at Fishing Chums. All right, let's go out to Table Rock. That water temperature out there is 51 degrees this morning. I want to throw in a little temperature. I know you guys have all kinds of apps for weather, but this may help you kind of make up your mind where you want to go this weekend or what day if you have just one day for the weekend. Saturday is going to be a little cooler, but it's going to be nice. 57 degrees, the wind in the Tri-Lakes area. I'm talking about Table Rock, Taneycomo, and Bull Shoals. Saturday, 57 degrees, southeast winds at 9. Not bad. Sunday's going to be the pick day. Sunday's going to be 65 degrees, south winds at 8. Boy, that's beautiful weather. That's kind of weather you get out and end up the day with a sore thumb. You know what I mean? From handling all those fish. Hey, let's go up to Holiday Island, up the upper Table Rock. Boy, I love the Holiday Island area, white bass, and you catch some crappie, walleye. In fact, this first photo's from Joe Birmingham. Freem's up in there, and he picked up this beautiful walleye the other day. And you know what he is using? The flicker shad. I love Berkeley flicker shad and the flicker minnow. Boy, I've caught a lot of walleye on these baits. Boy, add this to your tackle box because these baits are really good for walleye. And so that was some really nice fish. And let's go on down to Cricket Creek right now. And the Cricket Creek is connected to Long Creek at the lower end of the lake. Boy, there's been some good white bass and crappie caught up in the Long Creek, Cricket Creek area. In fact, Chris Willis was out the other day, picked up some really big white bass in this area. Look at these devils. Chris, I'm telling you, these are dandies in the 3-pound range. And that's up in Cricket Creek and up in that Long Creek arm. Boy, they're catching some crappie up there too, I understand. And these white bass are really, really big. All right, the spoonbill season opened up the other day. How about that? And there was some nice spoonies caught up off the James River. The water's a little off color in some of these creek and river arms, but not too bad now. And they were fishing up the other day, and this is Frizzell's Guide Service with this photo, this beautiful big old spoonbill to open up the season up in that James River arm. Nice fish, guys, that's for sure. And, the last week or so, I've been talking about the crappie fishing up in that Point 15 area where Flat Creek runs into the James River arm. Boy, they're picking up some fish there right now. They're picking up crappie. In fact, David Stuckey was out the other day and picked up this beautiful limit of crappie right up in that area. Congratulations, David. Really some nice fish. And on up the James, they've been picking up some white bass and some walleye. And we've had some reports walleye, of course, once again being caught up the White River once again. Boy, check this out for the upcoming weekend. Bass fishing, I'm telling you, they're picking up some fish on a variety of baits right now. Stick baits is pretty good. I had a good report of clown, you know, that clown colored stick bait. Anything in that clown colored's been working with a little color. And they've been picking up some fish on the points and off the secondary points around some of the brush and timber. Dragon jigs, football jigs has been paying off as well. And of course, when it's always tough, when it can get tough at Table Rock, boy, as I've been talking the last 3 weeks here on the program, go to that Ned rig. That may save a bad day into a good day. So don't overlook the Ned rig. I tell you what, that sounds good. Table Rock looks real good for the upcoming weekend. A lot of different varieties of fish moving out there right now. And Roaring River, I've had some reports. Bear, hey, Catfish has been telling me about you catching some white bass up there now. Hey, I tell you what, good going, my friend. Keep it up. I want some pictures this weekend. All right, where are we going to go out now? We're going to go to Lake Taneycomo. And, you know, last week they were running some water over the dam. They opened up the gates because they were cleaning up some of the turbines. A lot of fish, dead fish, kind of got stacked up in there. So the Corps did a lot of maintenance work. And now I think they're back online now, and they're running 2 or 3 turbines. And when they are, especially a couple turbines, boy, the trout fishing's been real good, especially around Monkey Island on down to the landing in the downtown Branson area. They've been picking up quite a few fish. And I said, just off some of the trout docks and some Cooper Creek. Go to Cooper Creek if you don't have anywhere to go this weekend. Don't have a boat. They've got a wonderful free public fishing dock there. They've been catching some fish there too. Orange Power Eggs, Berkeley Power Eggs. Pink Power Worms, Berkeley Power Worms, and white jigs. Boy, there's been quite a few threadfin shad moving through, and boy, these trout go on a big feeding spree when these shad start moving through. And white jigs, if there's not much of a current, go to the 16th ounce. A little bit more of a current, go to the 8th ounce. Pitch that out, let it sink, and swim it back in. Bam. And they've been picking up some fish on spoons as well. Occasionally a larger fish, like they have the last 3 weeks, have been caught on jerkbaits. But a lot of trout being caught at Lake Taneycomo right now. And what did I say? That water temperature out at Taneycomo was, I think, 51 degrees, something like that this morning. Lost it. 46 degrees. What do I know? Read your notes, Hydrick. Okay, Bull Shoals. That's what I'm talking about. 53 degrees out there this morning when I got my reports together. And they've been picking up some fish, some walleye towards that upper end and the White River arm, up around where the Power Site Dam drops into Bull Shoals from Taneycomo. They've been wading that shoreline or walking the shoreline, using some jerk baits and also some swim baits and jigs and grubs, picking up some nice walleye on occasion, and some white bass. We've had white bass running up in the river area, been picking up some whites, and so that upper end looks good. And they've been picking up some bass out at Bull Shoals on a variety of bait. If you have some wind, have a windy bank, a rocky windy bank, go to the old wigglewort. The wigglewort. Oh, I've caught a lot of fish out there on this particular bait. And then jerk baits, kind of like Table Rock. The clown colored. I've had good reports of clown colored jerk baits working the last few days. Check this out. And they've been picking up some fish, dragging some jigs out there. And I tell you what, at Bull Shoals, occasionally they're picking up a nice walleye off some of the secondary points out there with jerk baits. So don't be surprised if you're bass fishing, you hook up with a big old walleye. All right, now let's go out to Stockton Lake. That temperature in the Pomme de Terre in Stockton this weekend. Saturday is going to be 56, the southeast winds at about 12. Sunday is going to be the better day, 64 degrees, south winds at 11. Water temperature out at Stockton this morning was 50 degrees. That may help you. A little stained in some areas, but they have been picking up some white bass up in the river areas. You know how to fish that Stockton Lake this time of the year. The white bass are running. And in fact, Joyce was out the other day and picked up, their group picked up a nice mess of white bass. Look at this photo here, if I get over. Good going, Joyce. That's really a nice mess of white bass, and I think they even got their limit. And so that's happening out at Stockton. Crappie, I've had some reports in the mouth of some of the creek areas. Some of the boys are going out and losing their electronics and finding some brush and finding shad, picking up some fish. And also they're still picking up a few crappie along the bluffs, the winter pattern. And just use your electronics, find some shad. Some of them may be deep, deep, deep. And jig, minnows will work out there. I heard minnows have been a little bit better. And they've been picking up walleye out there. Look at our old buddy Jordan Lear. Hey Jordan, God bless you, my man. You were out this few days ago and picked up this beautiful, beautiful walleye. Hey, good going, my friend. Good going, Jordan. And they've been picking up walleye out there in the evening hours. Sometimes they'll pick up some fish during the day, don't get me wrong, but the evening hours and right at getting into nighttime hours, they've been picking up some nice walleye. They're working for them. You know, I'm not saying you're going to go out there and get a quick limit, but jerk baits on the points and secondary points. Some people are working the dam, picking up some fish on jigs and jerk bait. So I tell you, Stockton looks pretty good for the upcoming weekend. And as I mentioned, it's 50 degrees out there, water temperature. Some of the contributaries are a little stained, but not bad. You can catch some fish. Let's go out to Truman Lake. The water temperature was 47 degrees out there this morning when I gathered my reports. Now the water condition at Truman at the upper end, mid-lake upper end, and some of the forks are kind of dirty. They've had quite a bit of rain out there. But I would recommend on Truman, if you're going to go out there this week and go to the lower end, as I've been talking the last few weeks, lower 1/3 of the lake. Still work the bluffs. There's still a little winter pattern taking place out there. Use your electronics, find the shad. Minnows, I'm telling you, is working a little bit better than jigs, but you can catch some on jigs, but minnow seems to be working better. And they've been picking up some crappie back in some of the mouth of the creek areas out there, and the mouth of the coves. A few crappie can be caught. They're just, things are going to get real good out there. But there's been some really nice crappie caught the last few days out at Truman. And catfish at Truman on some of the flats and some of in the brush piles, cut shad, and really you need fresh cut shad. I'm telling you what, you might catch some good cats out there this weekend. Okay, where are we going now? We're going out to the Lake of the Ozarks. My gosh, there's been some nice crappie caught out there this week. And in fact, look at Marty here. He was out just a few days ago and picked up this beautiful, beautiful lemon of crappie, some really nice crappie. Marty, I love your dog. I miss my Tuffy. You know, I lost my puppy at 17 years old, but I can tell you have a fishing partner there, Marty. Great lemon of crappie out Lake the Ozarks. Now, this is what's happening at the lake. Some people are going, still fishing around some of the docks, the big, deep docks, using minnows. Some people are catching some fish on jigs, too. They're picking up some nice crappie. But also back in some of the coves, the big coves out there, like Marty was out there the other day and was using a float and a jig. Now, he caught his fish on a jig about 3.5 feet down below the float, flipping it out and back to the coves along the rocky banks, picked up that nice lemon of walleye. And some people are even experimenting on their depths, going 4 or 5 feet deep with their jigs with a float. Some people are putting a minnow down there with the float. But they are catching some crappie out in Lake the Ozarks. Had a pretty good report of bass. Bass fishing still pretty strong on jerk baits. Hey, if that water's a little off colored, go to that clown colored, put a little color to that jerk bait. And they've been picking up some fish also. I had a report, slow rolling spinner baits out there. And the old wigglewort. Don't overlook the wigglewort. You can't beat that. All right, one other quick report. Let's go. I had one other report though, out at Warsaw area. Oh, that's it. Below the dam at Truman, down below the dam, they're picking up some nice hybrids, white bass, picking up a few walleye, a few crappie, a few catfish, and of course further on down the dam, they're snagging down there with the spoonbill. And let's see, who did I have here? Oh, Sasa was out the other day. Bray was out the other day, and look at this big old spoonbill she caught. Beautiful, beautiful fish. God bless you, girl. Man, I tell you what, it's about as big as you are. All right, let's go to Norfork right quick. Water temperature is 52 degrees out there. Some stained water. The lake's high, a little high. And it's going to be, excuse me, it's 52 degrees this weekend. Yeah, 52 degrees water temperature. And it's going to be a nice weekend out there too with the southwest winds. That's what I'm trying to say, trying to get all this in. So anyway, want to thank you very much for being with us. Thank you. God bless you. And I tell you, we want to thank you once again. Well over 10,000 viewers last week. That's amazing. Thank you, each and every one of you. And hey, if you haven't subscribed, or you have subscribed, tell a friend about our show and have them subscribe and join our team. Be sure to like and share. If you have any buddies that might enjoy this program, be sure to share. And if you have any information, we've been getting a lot of photos, why go to our email. Email us at fishingchums@gmail.com, and any photos or any information. It's going to be a dandy. Now this is what I want to leave you with this weekend. This is what I want you to do. You get out and look like this Monday morning. Look at that raw thumb. I want you to have a scaly thumb. Hey, go out and get bit this weekend, and love y'all. Happy outdoors.